All right, trim of the karma piece at noon times. All right, we're back with another one. And this one is called, is the Antichrist a spirit, persons, or a system? All right. So we're going to do this one part of the time. Since you already seen the intro, so the question we're asking is the Antichrist a spirit? And we're going to see tons of movies where you'll see movies like The Omen, 1, 2, 3, Damien, you know, where the Antichrist is actually the devil, the son of the devil born, that's going to come up in politics and become some world leader or military, all this stuff that especially that we've seen in the 80s. It was a lot of those movies like that, even with The Exorcist and, you know, all this stuff, Rosemary's Baby, and they keep revamping these movies and all of that. So it's different things, because when you read the Bible, for the most part, it's nothing about a person being born in the way that they portray in these movies. So we're going to start with spirituality first, because I think it's something in the Bible about the spirit and the Antichrist and all. So is the Antichrist a spirit? Is the Antichrist a spirit? Antichrist a spirit. Brief came out. NoopooH and NoopooH in reverse. Zerku and Zerkar in the upright. The Universe Bone Marrow card in the upright. Whoa, it's too many. I'll take these. 3 South in the reverse. 6 West in the reverse. The Universe is a Ben card in the upright, and Puma and Puma in the upright. And we got the Pantheism card in the upright in the bottom of the deck. All right, so we got NoopooH and NoopooH in the reverse. Now I need to bring new God. So when this card has a opposite, but I can read this in the reverse because it's the opposite. This is my perception and visual card. All right, NoopooH and NoopooH deals with perception and speech in its proper context. The opposite of this card is when things is perceived the wrong way and give you the wrong answers to solve problems. All right, so it says, this is not right, so I'm just reading it. God and goddesses, brains and nerves everywhere. When the top half heaven exists, the African race received their intelligence and perception from these gods, the ability to reason and see and solve mental problems that can blind the visual eyes. NoopooH speaks words of power, and NoopooH gives the visions to be spoken in unison. This card helps the serious individual escape traps that are set by negative forces, spirit pantheons, and religions. So we can see that. So we know that the Antichrist is spoken about mostly in that term is in the book of, is in the Bible, the New Testament. The Quran have things about it, but they call it the Dajjal, so they say it's a person based on their stories, all right? So NoopooH and NoopooH in the reverse means that there's miscommunication and what we're being shown is not correct. So this is a confirmation card that there's some issues going on that's not right. All right, so we got the Zerku and the Zerkar card are not right. Right? See the ape in the back. All right, these are 6 ether gods. And they say these brand new gods and goddesses are responsible for primates, reptiles, mammals, and modern non-African human beings. This card provides protection, movement, and life according to the habitats that dwell in nature or modern dwellers. This card provides similar opposite powers of its counterparts, except with more aggression, selfishness, war, domination of others, fueled by the zodiac. 6 ether animal powers distributed amongst living beings. Now, since the NoopooH and the NoopooH card is in reverse, that means they seeing, and with the people are seeing and perceiving things and talking about something that's incorrect. This card is a protection card, so it's protecting the lie. Okay, that's what the Zerku and them are. They're protecting that. And they got religions that, I think it says something about religions in the bottom. Oh no, that was the other one. But these are 6 ether powers that work in tandem for mankind. Remember, mankind is all people with straight hair evolved from a monkey type man because of the 6 ether gamma radiation, chemicals and elements that the sun was emitting, causing those changes. All right, so now we know that Zerku and Zerkar is protecting the perception and the conversation about this topic. That's why it's mad stories, and then they produce more movies and things in tradition that has nothing to do with what's in the King James. And if you read in the Catholic and all these different things 6 ether has done, has planted all these different things and these myths, or grew them from another story that somebody else had to keep the foolish going. So now we got the universe bone marrow card. You're not right. This is Aries for the zodiac. It says supports life, fights off illness and infection, strength generator, heals and seals wounds, in reverse leadership, war, courage, energy, passionate, aggressive, explosive temper, competitive, ambitious, generous, and builder. So these are 9 ether gods. So they're here now to clear the mental illness and the tomfoolery that's been given to us about this topic. So now we got 3 south in the reverse. All right. So 3 south is where we at the perfection of negativity and deception. So the opposite of 3 south, right, is 9 north. So 9 north deals with the perfection of truth. So that this card, the 3 south in reverse, is supporting the bone marrow card, which is fighting off illness and lies and deception. So this, because we at the most deceptive part of nature, this is why it came in the reverse, because the 9 north powers are now here breaking this stuff up. All right, so again, we got the 6 west card in reverse. All right, and the opposite of the evolutionary card of negativity and coming to 6 ether, the opposite of 6 west is 6 east. So 6 east is also the first stage of 9 ether as 7 ether. It's a freedom card and freedom energies. So 6 east or 6 west in reverse is supporting the perfection of positivity because they follow 3 south in reverse, which automatically makes it 9 north. So you got 2 top half cards with the brand new guards, and there's 3 versus 2 negatives we already got. So this is confirming that the truth is now being brought into play. Now we got the universe of being cards in the upright. All right, because nothing came up about a spirit. All right, so that clears that fact right there. It said in the upright, it means the universe organs, the zodiac powers are working in your favor. In the reverse, the zodiac animal positive powers are working in according to each sign. Remember this well. So this here is supporting the bone marrow card because it's saying in the upright, the universe organs are working in your favor. So this is another confirmation call. So now we got 4 positive to the 2 negative. Now we got Poo Moon Puma, right? This is another organ of the body. This is following up of the universes of beings card because it said in the upright, it means the universe organs, the zodiac powers are working in your favor. So this is a circulation card. What are we doing? We're circulating the facts through these tarot readings that people need to be paying attention to. These brand new god and goddesses are the creators of all lungs and tracheas in the African race and their godparents from Africa. Another life card that permits flow of activities mentally, spiritually, physically, and economically. In its upright, there's expansion. In the reverse is violent contraction, restriction, and could cause death if not rectified. So this is in the upright. All right, so this destroys that the Antichrist is a spirit. All right, so we're gonna go again. Is the Antichrist a person or persons? Is the Antichrist a human being? We'll do that, wrap it up in one. Is the Antichrist a human being? Is the Antichrist a human being? Okay, we got Neath in the reverse. Okay, Earth Guard, Leviathan in the reverse, the universe, and Tesla card in the reverse. Logos in the reverse. All right. And we got the Zupu card at the bottom of the deck, the worst card of the deck, representing lies and all of that. So that's already another confirmation card. We're going to start with Neath in the reverse. The biggest sun in the universe, UY Scooty. That's a true form. There's a star, the mother star of all the stars in the solar in the universe. All right, she pops up. And it says, the wiser mothers be role models for girls and be homemakers as only females can. If there be no extra eligible females in the society, the males cannot have but one wife each. So this is dealing with marriage. So it has nothing to do with the question. Is the Antichrist a person? This right here, they ain't even dealing with that. That's how you know. Because this is a star. Right? This right here, Neath is not even answering that. All right, now we got the Earth God Geb in the reverse. Look, you got Leviathan in the back, Nut, right there, overgive, all right? It's in the reverse. It says, in the reverse, it means you are safe from these whip powers. And that means we're safe from what? The lies. Because in the upright, this is a liar card. It represents lust, death, all of that. See? Aggressive spirits, evil spiritual spells, zodiac animal powers, adversary, liar, dragon, destroyer, falsehood, spiritual, hypnosis, negative religious powers, confusion, ignorance, apathy, disunity, giant sex force, blood, drugs, breaks positive sun laws, and enforces bad religious moon laws, lust, fish guard, itchy fish, see? So this right here in the reverse saying you protected from that, see? So we're protected from the lies. And one of the definitions has spirits in there, aggressive spirits. So this is telling you that it can't be spirits either. All right, so it said the universe intestine card in the reverse. All right. It says in reverse, it's obstruction of movement, no growth, inflammation, pain, swelling, and irritation in your life if you don't fix it. So this is telling you that these lies have caused people not to be able to move because religion, right? And people who, even if you look at the word Antichrist, they say it goes back to a guy in the Old Testament or a king named Antiochus. It's a whole story on that, all right? But at this point, it's telling us that these are lies. Okay, so we know that Antichrist isn't a spirit, and it's telling you that is it a human being? Here, it's just telling you it's about lies, protecting you from lies. Right? This is my logos card. This is my liar card. When it's in the reverse. And it's in reverse. And it says, in reverse is evil spells, curses, religions, alphabets, worldwide languages, ancient pantheons, occult writings, secret society rituals. All right, so now we got that down. That is not a human being. All right, so that gets rid of all of the movies and things that we see. And we got Zupu at the bottom of the deck. That means that it's a lie. All right? That's also a lie. So the next thing is the Antichrist a system? Okay, is it a system? Is it some kind of a system? Is the Antichrist a system? Is it a human system? Is it a system? Meaning that which controls human beings, whatever that falls up under, government, capitalism, money, socialism, communism, whatever structure that's controlling what you would call modern day countries and all of that. United Nations, the European Union, you know what I'm saying? All of that. The World Health Organization, any kind of system. Is the Antichrist a system? Malcolm and George M. James tried to come out, but I'm gonna keep going. Oh, Malcolm tried to come back again.
Hey, Rick and Thad.
The Antichrist system. Whoa. And we got the brain in the reverse. Zen2 and Zentar card in the reverse. Right. Divorce and law card in the upright. Got Malcolm at the bottom. I'm gonna throw him that there. And we got the 8 ether card. As well. Cards, you know they can flip over. All right, so we got the Brain of the Universe card in the reverse. All right. And it says, in reverse, it's descending reason and animal instincts, ignorance, low morals, negative brain matter. All right. But in the upright, it says personal creator, God of the person, controlled by reasoning and thinking, motion, intelligence, judge, behavior, morals, memory, reading, knowledge, positive brain matter. So here it's in the reverse. So that means is negativity and ignorance going on about the situation, because we're asking a question and which is causing us to what? Reason and think. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to what? Figure it out. But it's in the reverse. So it's saying it's descending reasoning, animal instincts, ignorance, low morals, negative brain matter. And again, this is a mankind religious thing. That's why the second card we got was Zirku and Zirkar, and you can see the animal in the background. You can see it. So this is something that's in mankind's religions that have low reasonability and morals, because when you look at religion, you look at the world and the state that it's in, all of the fighting that's going on in the world is because of religion, right? People are not having wars about ancient pantheons. You don't see Amun-Ra going at it with, which is a pantheon of gods. Those who worship Amun-Ra, you don't see them fighting. Those who worship Krishna, those who worship all these gods, you don't see those religions fighting. Those are in the past. What you see fighting are people who's worshiping one deity, whether it's the occult where they worshiping Lucifer, whatever name they're using, Baal, Moloch, Baphomet, or you see what's going on in Palestine. You see those people who worship what? They say Yahweh, or some say Yahweh, or some say Hashem, whatever name they're using. And the Palestinians are Hamas or Arabs. So they worshiping Allah. These are one deity religions are fighting and killing each other. See? So this is a mankind thing. And then because of religion and the cycle and season, that's what they've been using, which is descending reasoning, to justify what they're doing overseas, justifying taking land, justifying fighting and doing this stuff to each other where the innocent get harmed. That's descending reasoning, okay? Because when you look at everything that people are saying that's taking place on both sides, when it's loss of civilian life on top of some of these people are deranged, because those folks over there believe that Palestine belongs to them, and none of those groups are originally from that area, all right? All that stuff is connected to Africa via the African plate. That's connected, right? That's neither one of them. The original Arabs, mankind, come from the Java Islands, all right, of Indonesia. That's where they come from, right? And then our race came from Lake Victoria, originally. Then everything spread it out. But I'm telling y'all, based upon the situation, neither one of those groups are from those lands. When you go around and look at all these other people that's fighting, look into what their belief is. So you got America fighting China now. What are they fighting over? About BRICS, and that's what monetary, and getting rid of the U.S. dollar, and all these different things that these are systems, right? Monetary system wars. You understand? Economic wars, fighting over oil, fighting over resources. And they have a system designed for how they divvy up all this stuff amongst each other and claim this and do this. This is a system, right? We got the divorce law card in upright. What does this represent? It represents what? A system between a male and a female, or people that get married is what? A contract. And a contract is part of a certain type of system. See? Then we got Malcolm. Malcolm popped up. What happened with this? Malcolm was indeed targeted by what? The government, which is considered what? A system. See? And even Malcolm was part of a religious scenario where the people that was in the Nation of Islam have descending reasoning. That's why the brain card came up in reverse. They have a descending reasoning because they do not think for themselves or find that looking at the situation dealing with Malcolm them, that what he's doing was immoral. And even if the females were of age, because Islam is not a true religion, they really don't have no set number of how many people they supposed to have wives. But he didn't have wives. He had, you can't even call him concubine because he was hiding them. A king or a ruler, hell, even a pimp, let it be known how many women they got. A real player doesn't have to hide the women he has. And because what Elijah was doing with these females and his children and grandchildren around today already confirmed what Malcolm said. So they got mad at Malcolm and had him taken out, or even the members of the Nation of Islam wanted him dead when he was actually morally right. So when you see all these Nation of Islam members out here in the world under this religious situation, and they're talking about how people are immoral and Diddy and all these folks having sex and they just out here, black women dressing a certain way, but y'all teacher was doing the same thing in his own way. He didn't have them out there running around in the streets. He had them under him, controlling them. And when they didn't do right, he put them in punishment and took money and stuff from them. So how is that different? So this is a system called Malcolm here again, Troopy's elder. I'm glad you keep coming through. Malcolm, stay coming up in the chat because he knows what's going on. All right, so we got that. Then we have the AE, the chemical card in upright. This is a freedom card. All right, so it's telling you that it's freeing you from the tomfoolery. So the card saying that the Antichrist is a system. All right, so let me share my screen to add this on from Noon that's coming out of the Nature books. All right. And this is what it says. Nature book 2, page 395, number 395, page 264, 265. Says, listen to reason. The Caucasian Bible called the Holy Bible speaks of the Antichrist. The Antichrist are those people, including their descendants, who lynched and murdered Christ. You cannot be any more Antichrist than that. Moreover, the Bible states that the followers of Christ maintain a form of what? Socialism. That's that when they was basically living for and by each other. This is a system, right? Because they govern how people move. So they went out, got jobs, and they brought the money back, and everything was shared amongst the people. All right, that's kind of what socialism is, where everybody shares equally, no matter what your job is. That's what socialism is kind of like today, for those who try to practice that in their country. No matter what, I don't care if you're a scientist and all I know how to do is wash clothes. Doesn't matter what our job description doesn't make what you do better or get better payment or whatever like they do over here in other parts. All right, say the book of Acts, chapter 2, verses 44, 45, chapter 4, verse 32. And most Christians of today practice some form of capitalism. This is Antichrist. Another thing, the New Testament of the Bible teaches, do not prepare today for tomorrow. Turn the other cheek, do good to those who despitefully use you, love your family, etc., etc. This writer knows no religion is except some slave-minded Negroes who follow this slave teaching, and most definitely not the Caucasian race who the Bible is. So who is the real Antichrist? Let it be remembered, always let it be known. So you have to think. Capitalism, anything that Christians are following and what is being done, because we all have lived under it, right? Because we're talking, the Antichrist is pushed out of the New Testament. So we're focusing on them, all right? So they're not living the way Jesus lived. If you looked at the way how they say they had people that fished, people did this job, they brought all the money back, blah, blah, blah. Then they said, do none others you don't want done. Themselves, treat people where you want to be treated. We know that they didn't follow none of that because they spread out and started taking other people's lands and killing and murdering and all of that. So the question is, did Jesus teach what they're doing, or did he not? Based on the rules that they claim they got, that would be considered against, anti. So all of this is a system that they're following when you're dealing with colonization, being a colonizer. It's a system going into that. It's a system where you're taking warfare, different forms, and using that to go into people's lands and trick them in various ways. All right? Let it be memorized, let it be known. Listen to reason. Then again, too, you can say that anyone who does not believe in Christianity is Antichrist, but the real Antichrist people are those who claim to believe in Christ, but do not follow his teaching and that of his disciples. Also, those who translate the Bible knew that the time will come when the record will be set straight. And they did guard against this time, and therefore by warning that there surely will come the Antichrist. The bottom line of this, follow the line of sound right reason, and you will see what the writer sees about blasphemy and the Antichrist. Remember well. Listen to reason. Having learned what we know about blasphemy and Antichrist, it is plain to see that the peoples have changed religion to read like they desire it to, and this means that those who change the truth to read like that, like they wish it for, to power and gain for their real opportunists, deceivers, antichrists, and blasphemers of religion. And speaking of deception of religion, let the writer inject this note. According to Caucasian Bible, when Jesus was about to get lynched and crucified on the cross, he cried out, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. The book of St. Matthew, chapter 27, verse 45 and 46, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? According to the Bible, most certainly this is not the cry of a person who knows definitely that they would be murdered. And reading this meaning, Jesus believed until his last minutes of life that the spirit being on whom he was incarnation of would save him from his captors and murder before too late. The gist of the matter is this: consequently and apparently, the real deceivers, antichrist, blasphemers are those who accuse others of being these persons. Let it be remembered, always let it be known. This is another point I wanted to bring in. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, that's it right there. Go capitalism. So we get into capitalism, you have to look into that. So it's a combination of that, but capitalism is the actual system, because capitalism came from the Protestants who broke away from the Roman Catholic Church. And when you look into it, the Protestants believe that when they said Adam got kicked out of the garden and he had to work by the sweat of his brow, again, this is religion. They believe if they work hard in this world, they'll be to get into heaven. So that's where you get all this work hard. You got to work hard to be somebody. And everybody that's in the capitalism, that's an entrepreneur, that's trying to get paid and all that, they all say the same thing. You got to work hard. Republicans, you got to work hard. This is a religious misinterpretation of what happened according to their Bible, where Adam and Eve then were kicked out of the garden, and because they, according to the Bible and the logic, they had a lax life in the garden and went from having it good to having it bad. Now you got to work for it, then you're gonna die. It's nothing in that part of the Bible that says if you work hard, Adam and Eve, right, and you die, you can come in. So this is a religious misinterpretation of gross negligence and ignorance and a belief that they created. So capitalism that's practiced around the world makes everybody a Protestant by virtue of this system, all right? Because this is what they're teaching. It's a religious fallacy, all right? So I hope that made some sense. Truman the Column of Peace in noontime.
whatnot. Some of you may label me a conspiracy theorist, but all I'm doing is reading what the Bible says is going to come in the future, and then looking at our world today and seeing we're not that far off. Now, if those first two reasons weren't convincing enough, listen to this last one. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except the one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, with what I just read, think back to that original prayer that AI produced that I showed at the beginning of this video.
Bring wealth from all sides, O Lord.
It's very clear that the image of the beast is going to control people through the economy. The image of the beast is able to monitor the entire globe and enforce whether somebody has a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. Otherwise, the image of the beast is able to cut that person off from buying or selling. This probably sounds insane 50 years ago, 100 years ago, but today that doesn't sound that crazy.